somewhere, right now. Someone is pressing a button that simply says, "Send." It feels instant. The screen changes, the confirmation appears, and for a brief moment, it seems as though the money has already begun its journey. But something strange happens next. Nothing moves, at least not the way most people imagine. Because one of the biggest illusions of modern life is believing that money travels. The truth is far stranger. The payment begins its life as nothing more than information. A few numbers, an account, a destination, a digital instruction quietly entering one of the most complex systems humans have ever built. Within milliseconds, that instruction starts racing around the world. Not the money, just the message. And while the message moves at nearly the speed of light, the payment seems to stand completely still. Why? Imagine calling a hotel to reserve a room. Nobody picks the building up and moves it closer to you. Someone simply updates a reservation. Modern banking often works in much the same way. Your bank reduces one balance, another bank increases another. What moves between them isn't a suitcase full of cash. It's trust, encoded into secure messages, digital signatures, and records that thousands of computers must agree on before a single number is allowed to change. The money never needed to travel. Only the agreement did. But the moment you press send, an invisible interrogation begins. One system asks, "Does this account really exist?" Another quietly checks whether you've made payments like this before. Another compares your transaction with millions of others. Another looks for signs of fraud. Another searches for patterns linked to money laundering. Another confirms that enough funds actually exist. None of these systems know or care whether your payment is traveling 5 meters or 5,000 kilometers. They only care about one thing. Should this payment be allowed to exist? Most of these decisions happen in seconds. Some take longer. Together, they create the delay people simply call processing. But then comes the part almost nobody ever sees. Imagine millions of people sending money to each other all day long. One bank owes another. That bank owes a third. The third owes the first. If every payment were settled individually, the financial system would spend every second pushing money back and forth. Instead, something much smarter happens. The banks wait. They add everything up. They cancel out what cancels out. And only the remaining difference may actually need to be settled. It's like two friends buying coffee for each other all week. One buys 5, the other buys 4. At the end of the week, nobody pays for 9 coffees, only 1. Hidden behind every ordinary bank transfer is mathematics quietly eliminating millions of unnecessary movements before anyone notices. And that's why a payment can be marked as sent long before the financial system considers it finished. Because sent doesn't always mean the journey is over. It often means the journey has only just entered a maze of confirmations, balances, risk calculations, and silent promises between financial institutions. Only when every piece finally agrees does the payment truly arrive. So the next time someone says, "The money is on its way," remember something most people never realize. The information traveled almost instantly. The delay was never about distance. It was about certainty, about thousands of computers, hundreds of institutions, and decades of financial engineering, working together to answer one simple question: can this payment be trusted? Because in the modern world, money is almost never late because it's traveling. It's late because the entire financial system refuses to be wrong. And once you understand that, you'll never look at a bank transfer the same way again.